I asked ChatGPT whether the text messages from Tyler Robbins, the 22-year-old arrested for the shooting of Charlie Kirk, were generated by AI, and the answer will shock you. I'll also show you newly released police body cam footage of Tyler from 2022, which may shed light on how he actually spoke, and whether it's possible that he really did write those messages. This is a very heavy topic in general. In fact, I'll be making a whole series of videos on this, so make sure you check back regularly, because there is a lot to unpack. It's been over a week since the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk, and honestly, it took me this long to sit down and record. There was just so much to process, from witnessing that horrific video, something that truthfully changed my brain chemistry forever, to the chaos of fake arrests, Candace Owens' investigation, and now the alleged shooter finally being taken into custody. People on the left celebrating, people on the right getting people on the left fired for it. There was just a lot to absorb and process. There are a lot of things I want to share my take on with you guys. It will take several videos to fully cover the topic, but today I want to focus on something that has been bothering me and annoying the heck out of me. The alleged text messages of Tyler Robinson, who was arrested for the murder of Charlie Kirk. HuffPost wrote, the indictment of Tyler Robinson, who's been charged with aggravated murder and multiple other crimes in connection with the shooting death of right-wing influencer Charlie Kirk, includes several alleged texts he sent his roommates, in the aftermath of attack. The roommate with whom prosecutors say Robinson was in a romantic relationship provided the messages to police, the indictment says. The text began with Robinson allegedly texting the roommate to drop what you are doing, look under my keyboard. There, the roommate allegedly found a note that said, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. I had the opportunity, so I'm going to take it. Okay, doesn't make sense. Typo, I don't know. Nervous writing. Anyway, the roommate was Tyler's transgender boyfriend going on girlfriend, who was into furries and was basically super cliche, stereotypical, far left example of crazy. No judgment. And look, I'm an old lady and I'm probably the last person who would know what's today's slang amongst Gen Zs, but you'd have to be really blind and dumb to think that these text messages were written by a 22-year-old student to his boyfriend. Now, I'm not saying he didn't kill Charlie, I'm not saying he did, I'm not saying he 100% didn't write these messages, but something to most of the people online felt weird. I saw this tweet. The FBI agent accidentally asked ChatGPT to write it in the style of young lovers in the 20s instead of young lovers in their 20s. Honest mistake. Yes, so a lot of people online started questioning if the text messages were even written by Tyler or they were planted by FBI, feds, or whoever else that wanted us to believe that Tyler was working alone and it was a left versus right type of political assassination. Huge disclaimer here. I'm not claiming anything to be true or not. I am not blaming anyone or accusing anyone. This is just a report of what's happening online. And if you watched some videos on my channel, you know I like to go on ChatGPT and check what AI has to say about certain things. And yes, I know AI is not always correct. It certainly is biased. But it's interesting when we ask AI if something is created by AI. So I decided to ask, is this written by AI? Because this is not how 22-year-olds talk. To be fair, I also phrased it differently, not to insinuate anything, okay? Were these text messages written by a real 22-year-old male to his boyfriend, or does it look like AI-generated text? Please be as objective as possible. This was my request to my friend ChatGPT, okay? And both times I got the same results, and you are free to check it for yourself. So let's read the full analysis because it's very interesting. While I read you the AI answers, I will also read the text messages. Let's take a look at the first few messages allegedly sent by Tyler. Drop what you're doing, look under my keyboard. And here is a note. The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. It's weird. We haven't seen the note. Nobody has seen the note. Somehow, immediately, the people that investigated it, they knew what the note said. They had the note. I don't know. The note wasn't released. We haven't seen it. Allegedly, it said, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. I don't know. What? Million question marks. You're joking, right? Million question marks. So that's the roommate responding, his boyfriend. I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. My English is not the top as the best, okay? It's good at best, but I don't think that's correct. Anyway, to be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. The roommate answers, you weren't the one who did it, right? I am. I'm sorry, says Tyler. The roommate answers, I thought they caught the person. By the way, this is such an unnatural reaction. Like, imagine your spouse or a friend or a parent or a son or whoever, okay, texting you, did you see that murder on TV? I did it. This is how you respond. I thought that caught the person. Well, you're calm. Immediately you pick up the phone, you call, you're like, what are you saying? Or you think it's a joke. You go, yeah, get out of here. Come on, man, cut it out. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, Tyler answers, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. This is very weird. They interrogated someone in similar clothing. There is a lot of focus on clothing, by the way, in these text messages, in the whole investigation. He's wearing red t-shirt, he's wearing black t-shirt, he wears gray. Now the person in similar clothing was interrogated. It's just so weird that he also uses the word interrogated. Like, if I texted that, or anybody that I know, it would be like, no, they found some old crazy dude and they took him in, or like they questioned him, they asked him some questions. I don't know, I wouldn't use immediately the word interrogated. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there is one vehicle lingering. You know what it actually sounds like? When you're watching a movie, there is something called exposition, okay? The actor has to say all these extra things so you'll understand the backstory. For example, if they are talking to the spouse in real life, they would just say, honey, Mark was fired today. No, if it mattered to the story, he would say, actually, in the movie, as you're watching it, it would be something like, remember Mark who worked at this little coffee shop and helped me fix my bike the other day? He was fired today. You know what I mean? You add these extra details that in movies make sense, but if we all talked like that in real life, it would be weird. So the text seemed rehearsed. It's as if they sat down and they're like, now you're gonna say, but I thought they caught the person, and I'll say all the details. It's almost like them two are trying to make sure nobody suspects the roommate, the boyfriend. It's really performative. So here is what ChatGPT had to say. The opening. I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. AI-like, the ChatGPT says. No 22-year-old casually types a little while longer yet. That's old-fashioned phrasing. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
Mixed. Gotta grab my rifle is casual, but paired with shouldn't be long until feels stilted. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. AI-like, ChatGPT says. Feels melodramatic and literary, not conversational. Now, exchange with the roommate. Roommate says, you weren't the one who did it, right? Human-like. Repetition of question, marks, and direct disbelief feels real. Robinson, I am. I'm sorry. ChatGPT says this part is AI-like. Most people would say, yeah, sorry, or it was me. This is too formal. So something that AI didn't pick up on, but a lot of people focused on, is this last sentence here. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there is one vehicle lingering. It was weird to many people that someone used the word vehicle. Normally you'd say, there is one more car here. You wouldn't really say vehicle still lingering. To many people online, this was a dead giveaway that the conversation was fake. They even made these videos mocking the whole thing. Have a look.
Good day, my love. I have just committed one of the highest sins of the Lord, murder. I must flee the country now. In my vehicle, I have hidden the weapon. It was mine. I won't see you for a very long time. Unless you come with me. If not, I will see you after the war, my love.
Hi, lover. It's your roommate. Still using she, they. I do want to use a lot of Gen Z slang. So I have, hold fast, my love. I'm still in Orem a little while longer yet. It's your roommate again, by the way. Just, right, so that way it just, yeah, it sounds youthful. Then I think the roommate would be shocked. So they could just say, like, what? No, but with, like, 12 question marks. Maybe the roommate asks something off the cuff, like, how long have you been planning this? And he just sort of answers and gives all the details. We talked about, like, where the weapon was and what he did with it and how he left and he's gonna go back to it, how long it's been. But I'm just gonna throw in something about how, like, he's worried his dad will be mad at him. You know, he's 22, so he's, like, worried about his dad, probably. He's probably, like, mainly worried about his dad right now. This is looking good. I'm gonna throw it in ChatGPT just because I feel like the grammar should be perfect.
So there are a lot of videos like this online now, mocking the tone of the messages, that no real person would ever speak like that, and it must have been fake. But today, as I'm filming this video, there was a footage from 2022 released from bodycam of a policeman who speaks to Tyler after he allegedly had a car accident or something like that. Immediately, everyone picked up on the fact that he did use the word vehicle in that conversation from back in 2022. Have a look.
Shift yellow, and as I get into the intersection, he holds. There was a vehicle in the lane between, like, the leftmost through lane that was forward some.
Was this word part of his vocabulary? Did he use the word vehicle just because the policeman said it several times himself, so Tyler was just automatically using the same language? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I am linking the full video in the description. So let's move on to the next portion of text. So the roommate asks, why? You know, because, like, why? Tyler is like, why did I do it, you mean? And then the roommate is like, yeah. I mean, makes so much sense. It's just such a casual situation as well. And Tyler answers, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. So he doesn't want to leave evidence. Earlier on, he says, I hope to, like, keep this a secret all my life until I die. But, you know, let me make sure that I write it all down in text messages to my boyfriend while I'm trying not to leave any evidence. Anyway, so then we have, like, 3 dots. I think there are portions of this exchange missing, like they censor it, or maybe it's irrelevant. I don't know how it would be irrelevant, or maybe they want to keep it for the trial. I don't know, but there is probably something missing. So then we have a text from the roommate. How long have you been planning this? Again, like, no normal person asks these questions this way, via text. I don't know, it's just so weird. So Tyler answers, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. It's just such a weird language. Nobody speaks like this. Just say there is a police car still parked outside and they're still searching the area. It's like almost I have to translate what all this means in, like, human language. But I don't want to chance it. I don't know if people speak like this in English. I never heard it, even in movies. But English is not my favorite. English is not my first language. Whoops. But I don't want to chance it. I've never heard that before. I don't want to risk it. That's how I would say it. So then again, portion is missing, and we're back at Tyler providing full explanation. The essay. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle again. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't even know if it had a serial number, and it's like a abbreviation to seem more Gen Z, I think. I don't even know, IDEK. I don't even know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man? It just doesn't make sense at all. If you've been planning it for a while, why you weren't wearing gloves? And if you didn't wear gloves, like, why did you drop the rifle anyway? It was already in your backpack, apparently, right? They said that when he was running away from the roof, he just disassembled it, the fastest disassembling of a gun ever in history of humanity, stuffed it in his backpack and ran. So why did he have a need to take it out, drop it in the bushes, and then worry about his prints? It just all doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. I don't know, it's the dumbest confession ever. And you know, this whole exchange, it just gets funnier and funnier to me, because it literally seems to me, maybe unintentionally, they made it look like the roommate didn't really care. You know, when you have this annoying friend and they keep texting you and you don't even read the text, you're just like, yeah, okay, K. You know, it's almost like this, like he was sitting at the desk and, oh, Tyler again. What? Wow. Why? Yeah, you know, like it's this text like, leave me alone. It feels like that. Let's see what ChatGPT had to say about that. So the text, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. ChatGPT says this is AI-like. Reads like a line from a movie script, not like a 22-year-old venting. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Again, AI-like. I agree. Very neat phrasing, almost like a plan summary rather than messy texting. I would even say that it sounds like something from a book, as if it was sentences, quotes from a book. Another portion of text from the planning portion. A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. AI-like. People wouldn't phrase time like a bit over a week, I believe. They'd say like a week or so. Yeah, you would say, how long have you been planning it? I don't know, like a week? About a week? You wouldn't say a bit over a week, I believe. Unless you're writing poems, I don't know. And then something AI didn't pick up on is the squad car. You wouldn't say squad car, parked right by it. You would say police car, or in American, cop car. I don't know. Hiding the rifle portion. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't even know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. So AI says that it's mixed. I don't even know it's human, but the long structure clause is way too tidy. Most young people text in fragments here. And another portion, I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man? Human-like, ChatGPT says. This feels more natural. Casual swearing, lowercase, and anxiety. So yeah, this one feels a little bit more organic and natural, but all of it together, it's like... So Tyler writes again, remember how I was engraving bullets? So first it's like, how long have you been planning it? Maybe a week. So roommate has no idea what's going on, but then suddenly Tyler is asking me, remember when I was engraving bullets? You know, how we all do sometimes, at some point in a day, you know? The fucking messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge UWU, I have no idea what that means. I'm not going to be researching it either. You guys, you can tell me. You can educate me in the comments. If I see it on Fox News, I might have a stroke, all right? I'm going to have to leave it. That really fucking sucks. I assume it's about the rifle, that he needs to leave it there. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was a $2,000 scope. So he knows how much it costs, like the parts for the gun. Then he says, this is gold, delete this exchange. It's like Inspector Gadget. Remember when he was receiving notes and then they would explode? Yeah, that's what it's like to me. Delete this exchange. After I told you everything and I wrote essays of how I planned it and what happened and where is the gun and how I changed my outfit. By the way, no man ever said outfit, okay? I have never heard a man say, I'm just going to change my outfit. No one has ever said that before, ever.
Are you mocking me with that outfit?
At least to me. So he says, Delete this exchange. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Then he says, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. So again, I'm repeating something that has been said already online about this portion, because if you are with someone, your boyfriend and girlfriend, you're in a relationship, probably you had the conversation about your dad being diehard MAGA. You would have a conversation about it, especially if your boyfriend is a furry. You'll be like, oh my God, we're like Romeo and Juliet, you know? Because you're a furry and my dad is diehard MAGA. He will never accept you. Then he says, I'm gonna turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy of the sheriff. You are all I worry about, love. And then again, roommate, super emotional about the situation. I'm much more worried about you. Dry. Don't talk to the media, Tyler says. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. So let's see what ChatGPT had to say about this portion of text, which is the last portion, by the way. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages are mostly a big meme and so on. So ChatGPT said that this is human-like. This is the first part that actually sounds like a 22-year-old mixing memes with seriousness. Yeah, because we know that Gen Zs are the least serious generation of all times. So yeah, it did kind of sound like it. And then the portion, all right, I'm gonna have to leave it. That really fucking sucks. This sounds like a human. Natural frustration, short phrasing. All the rest is suspicious to me. I don't know, it just doesn't stick. General summary by ChatGPT goes, the setup and structure, explanations, motives, careful phrasing feel AI generated, scripted. The sprinkled internet slang, IDEK, UWU, lowercase swearing seems intentionally added to make it sound young, but it feels forced. The most natural lines are short, emotional, and messy. The places where swearing or memes appear. Overall, this doesn't read like a real 22-year-old texting freely. It reads like AI or someone pretending to be a 22-year-old with a few slang inserts to youthify the text. So that's what ChatGPT conclusion is. Yes, I can imagine some old men sitting and writing it, being so proud of themselves for knowing few Gen Z phrases. Yes, George, that sounds exactly like a 22-year-old. Perfect. Please pass me my blood pressure monitor. I can't stress enough that I know ChatGPT is not a scientific tool. It is not a tool used by experts to determine this type of thing, but I'm always curious to see what will be the answer. And I share it with you here. Finally, I also want to say, because I know we had a few laughs in today's video, I am not making light of Charlie's death. I actually have been weirdly affected by it since it happened, and that's why it took me some time to even comment on it. I think about his wife and kids constantly. The horrific video keeps playing on repeat in my head, and I truly believe that he was going to accomplish great things, and it's a huge loss. He did promote dialogue, conversation, civil exchange of opinions, and he was a good guy. And it's not fair when good people who fight for positive change are gone too soon. I'm glad people question everything online and are trying to get to the bottom of it, and these messages just didn't sit right with most people out there. But as usual, I want to know what you guys think. Do these messages seem legit or not? Were they written by AI? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications to never miss another Daily Freddo episode. And for even more content, follow me on Instagram @DailyFreddo. That's all for today. Have a good one.
I wore this ridiculous thing for you.